Okay, quick shiur. Those people that want to go places, so let's just do it. Mitzvah 52, Mitzvah Nun Bet. Shelo nochal besar shor aniskal. There is a commandment that we are not allowed to eat the meat of an ox that is sentenced to be stoned. Afilu nishchat karaui. Even if that ox was slaughtered properly. Mikevan shenigbar dino besaro asur. Once it's been sentenced to execution, it's asur to be eaten. You can't take from that meat. Kem meforash b'mechilta. So it's written in the Midrash. Shneimar, the pasuk says, "Velo ye'achel et besaro." Its flesh may not be eaten. Now, v'lav davka shor. This prohibition doesn't only apply to an ox. Ela af kol hamazikim be'ema chayav ha'of. Any damaging animals that have killed a person, whether they be domestic, whether it be a wild beast or even a bird, okay? We're talking about the most typical case, which is an ox goring, and when an ox gores and causes death, you have to kill that ox. So therefore, an ox is a kosher animal, you can't eat from that meat since it is sentenced to execution. Mishoshea mitzvah, the underlying purpose of this mitzvah, kedei le'askim bedatenu, so we acknowledge, shekol mi sheba'at hakala yado, anything through which harm is brought about, meruchak v'nim'as im Elohim ve'im anashim, is considered rejected and repulsive from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'afilu shogeg kemo ha'be'ema she'en hadat. Now this applies even to a damager who did it b'shogeg. An animal has no intelligence, right? An animal doesn't have free will. It just kind of acts like things. V'chol sheken mezid. All the more so to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if a human being damages someone, how rival it is to Hashem when it's done intentionally. Uftitenu da'atenu al davar zeh. When we put our mind to this matter, yevienu leizaher arbe b'kol ma'asenu. It allows us to exercise care in all our actions. So harm never comes to anyone due to our actions. Midina mitzvah, the laws of the mitzvah are what the rabbis explained. Whether the ox is considered a tam, which means it hasn't yet gored 3 times, like innocent, or a muad. Muad means it's been warned, and therefore it is an animal that is habitual in damaging. It is sentenced to be stoned. Ben ish or isha or katan or eved, whether it killed a man, a woman, a child, or even a slave. V'she'en gomrin dino ela bifnei be'alav. The bed din will pass the sentence upon the animal in the presence of the owner. Im yesh lo be'alim, if it has an owner. V'chen ma she'amru, that's what the Chachamim said in the Gemara. Sheyesh sedadin harbe she'ashor memid ve'eno niskal. There are many cases in which the ox kills, but is not sentenced to be stoned. For example, the ox killed unintentionally. And the other details of this are found in Masechet Baba Kama. This mitzvah applies to both men and women, that you're not allowed to eat from the meat. But it's only in Eretz Yisrael that the law of sentencing an ox applies. Al pi smuchinu b'bedin shel kav gimel, based on the ordained judges in a court of the Sanhedrin. Someone who transgresses this mitzvah and intentionally eats a kazait of flesh incurs malkut. Nevertheless, a nice insight over here in the back. A question asked was the Noda B'Yehuda on whether or not a person is allowed to hunt animals for sport, dangerous animals. Well, they're gonna harm you anyway. So why don't they just go and kill a bear? The answer is no. Asur to do that. It's cruel to animals. An animal is only considered dangerous when it enters the habitual space of human beings and poses a threat to them. But if it's not, then you have no right to hunt a bear or a snake or whatnot just because you want it for fun. Okay, we're going to stop here because people got to go. But we'll continue next.